Good afternoon and welcome to my Facebook Live this afternoon. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are joining me live, then feel free to comment and say hi so that I know you're here. If you're watching on catch up, then I'll catch up with any comments obviously after the live. If you've got any questions, please pop them on there, and I'll get round to answering them in due course. So let me see. Yesterday we made this card here. We actually made two cards, but I've already sent the other card to somebody. So this is using Snowfront from Stampin' Up. Something funny going on here. There we go. Sorry about that. So I did this one yesterday. This was the second card I did, slightly stepped up version, using the lovely Snowfront stamp set, which is this one here. Hi Carol with an E. And we just created a scene, but I used a circular mask, just a circle, cut out some grid paper to create this background scene. So what I thought I'd do today, because it will be the last of my Christmas cards that I'll be making, hi Jeanette, is I thought I'd do a stamped one sheet wonder with this, with lots of little scenes, so different scenes. That's what I'm thinking. And this is certainly not original, because I know quite a few demonstrators who have done this with this set and with similar sets. But it's the first time I've had a go, as it was the first time I'd used the stamp set yesterday. One of the things I did yesterday was to use the Aqua Painter, so the new water brushes. I've got a brand new packet of water brushes and I put them somewhere safe. So I couldn't find them because they were so safe. So I've had to resort to my old Aqua Painter. Hi Carol. So I'm going to use the shimmery white card and stamp all the way over, and that will give me 6 small 4x4 inch cards. So yes, so 6 panels, which will make 6 4x4 inch cards. I'm just using a variety of these little scenes. And then the other thing, which I always do at Christmas, is show you how you can make your own designer wrapping paper. And I've just got some brown paper, so I bought some brown paper in sheets back in the summer, and it's perfect obviously for wrapping things like birthday or Christmas. And you can obviously just make your own wrapping paper by stamping on it, so I'm just going to do a little bit of that as well to show you how you can do that. It's not rocket science in the slightest. So I hope everybody is feeling a little bit more in the festive mood, especially after all the recent upheavals and things that we've had. So you know, I just hope everybody has. I know we won't have the Christmas we were expecting, that's for sure, but let's hope that doing what we need to do will mean that we can get to see our friends and family much quicker in the new year. So I'm just going to use this sheet here. Now I haven't put my foam pad underneath. I'm just going to give it a go as is. If I was doing this on a larger scale, then I would put 2 of the foam pads underneath to give me a little bit more support, but I'm just going to take it as it is, basically. And I'm going to use the same colours that I had yesterday, which is Shaded Spruce, Sahara Sand and Early Espresso. And then if I add a little bit of water or sky, then I'll probably use Balmy Blue. So let's give this a go. So I'm not really, I think I'm going to start in the middle and work out. I don't really know is the answer. I'm just going to play this entirely by ear. So for anybody who didn't catch me yesterday, my lives this week will be tomorrow and Thursday at 5 p.m. So live at 5 on both days. Tomorrow is actually my birthday. So what I was going to do is share, I've got a lovely stack of handmade and purchased birthday cards. So my plan is to share them all with you tomorrow afternoon, and then on Thursday, Christmas Eve, I've got another stack of beautiful handmade cards, and I'll be sharing those with you. So it is a live, but there won't be any crafting as it were. Okay, so let's give this a go. So I'm really just going to do some little scenes, and I am going to cut this up, and I'm going to add some words as well. So I am going to keep this all in one direction. And this is great with the My Meadow set as well as the waterfront. And although I haven't got much ink here, that's another of my jobs over Christmas. You can see that's going to happen, is to ink up, re-ink my ink pads, and then work out what inks I'm missing, or what refills I'm missing. So I'm just going to do, as you can see, a variety of little scenes. So thank you, Carol with an E and a Jeanette, for your cards which I received by post. Thank you, Carol W, for your card which I received in person. So each of these are going to be the centre point of my of the design, and then I'm going to add things like the snowmen, and the little house and things like that. Just put this one over there because I didn't stamp that particularly well. There we go. So, and I might do some of these little ones in between. I do love this Shaded Spruce. It's not a colour that I use at all, as you will know. This would also be nice in Night of Navy, wouldn't it? You know, sort of blue and shades of blue. Okay, right, let's add some other bits and pieces. So I think what I'm going to do is add things like the snowmen and the house, and then add the snow after. Let's see how this goes. So let's put him in assorted places. Hope you can see that okay on the screen. That snowman is so cute. Like so. And then let's have the deer as well. So I'm thinking the deer look lovely in front of this sort of angled tree. So it's sort of random, but I am connecting the deer with the trees and things like that. But the overall pattern is relatively random. So, and let's have some of this cute house. I haven't used this house yesterday. Sorry if I'm stamping just off the screen there. I could move this up a little bit. How cute is that house? So I managed to do some Christmas shopping, well, the last of the Christmas shopping today. So that was good. And my class in a box has all been sent, and some of them have been delivered, so that's good. Anybody who's waiting. Right. Okay, let's add a little bit of sort of ground and snow. I was going to put in the spiky tree, but I don't think I have any space. I'll have to do another one with spiky trees on. So this is a very, very light Sahara sand, but I'm just going to dot around, and the nice thing is you can, you know, just change the angle of that as you wish. And you can obviously mix and match these with the other Stampin' Up sets. So although obviously this is winter scene, you could definitely use these lines for water and all sorts of things like that. Let's put this snowman on a bit of ground. Now this stamp set has got some little dots for snow. So what I want to do is just really ground everything. It looks too nice to cut up now. Right, let's see. And the nice thing obviously about this photopolymer is that you can see exactly where you're stamping, and you can angle these very nicely as well. So let's make sure that's got a bit of. Now what would, although this is shimmery white, so it has got shimmer to it, what would be really nice would be to add a spritzer with some rubbing alcohol and some of our champagne mist. Would be lovely. Right, is everything grounded? This one isn't. There we go. Voila. Okay. Now I think I'm going to just pop in a couple of single trees as well. So I've got a slightly different shape here. Oops. And let's pop those in. So if anybody's joined us and is watching us for the first time, then welcome and thank you for joining us. And the same goes whether you're watching us live or obviously on YouTube later. Now this stamp set also has some little birds, little well, if you were in America or Canada they would be cardinals, but we could add them as little robins. Oh, they're not quite that little, so perhaps not, but let's put some on the ground as well. Thank you, Tracy. I'm wishing now, of course, I'd started using this stamp set ages ago. Never mind. So what I don't know is whether it'll be around next year. I suspect not. It's in the annual catalogue, so you can order it up until the end of June. There we go. And what I want is some little dots and things just to soften that off. So these were the other trees I could have added in. These ones here. But I got a bit carried away with those ones. Oh, hi Karen. Haven't seen you for a little while. I hope you're okay. I'm just looking for some dots. And I can't quite decide which ones I'm going to use. So it's good to have you join us again, Karen. Not sure what weather you have over there now. I'm going to add some in, Christmas. I want a Christmas message in there. So I was going to use Season's Greetings, but I haven't left a massive amount of space. Ah, well done, Carol. That is always a good, that is a great thing to do. And what I know what some people do is they put a sticker on the sets that they've used or haven't used, whichever way around you want to do it. Or write on the inside, leave a note on the inside. Unless you're good enough to remember what you've used. Or you could keep a little notebook, which is what I do. Not necessarily to show the ones that I've used, but to keep a record of what I've done. Yeah, it's just going to add these in. Now I think I'm going to cut this up to get 6 cards out of it. You could cut it into 4. So it's effectively a oh, bless you, Carol. I'm sure you will have next year, my dear. What with the new catalogue coming out, I'm sure you will have plenty. But if you remember what you've used, then that's even better. I do tend to remember what I haven't used, I have to say. Right, this corner is a bit bare for Christmas sentiments. So really the plan with this is that you can just cut it up and use it as is. You don't even need to put a sentiment on, because obviously we've stamped this Happy Christmas on there. Let's put one up here. And you could obviously alternate sentiments, so that would be quite nice, or have just you know, a mixture of sentiments. So there we go, and I think I'm going to put a few little birds dotted around. Let's find them. So we've got one facing one way and one facing the other. And actually the one facing to the left is more like an English bird. Whereas the other one's got like a little piece on his head. Let's have a look and see. Oh, cute. I wonder if he could sit in the trees. Or is he too big? He's got no legs. I'm going to put this one in the tree. Okay. So one of the jobs that I do as a demonstrator, obviously as customers or demonstrators that are hobby demos, in other words, just ordering and buying for yourself, it doesn't matter so much. But one of the things I do is take out all of the retiring items from the Christmas catalogue that I've got, and put them to one side. And I will have a sale event coming up in January, which will be the same as I did in the summer. Will be a buy one get one free. Right, I think that's it. I do want to find some little dots though. Let me there we Nature's Beauty. This one will do lovely. Just wanted a few little light dots around. And then this one is done and ready to cut up. So I'm actually just going to use Sahara sand for this one. Just so it's nice and soft. It's almost like snow. I wonder how many of you have started on Christmas cards for next year? Or have you had enough of Christmas cards? I usually end up with just about the right amount. There we go. Undo. There we are. Okay, now I'm going to come back and cut that up shortly. Just want to see actually whether it will work as a small piece or whether it needs to be a larger one. So this would fit 4 by 4, and then half of that would be an A6 card. Let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm going to cut that up in a second, and then I just wanted to show you, oops, just rolling over my wrapping paper here. So I'm not going to stamp, oops, the whole thing. Knocking everything out. But you could use anything really for your design of wrapping paper, and you could go quite large with it as well, unless you've got lots of little things to wrap up. So I'm just going to do this little section here. Oh, well done, Jeanette. Thinking about starting on next year's cards. So it's really easy to create designer paper. Woo! I'm knocking everything today, and I haven't even had a drink. So you can do it all over in one direction. If you had the holly would be lovely on here. Got ink all over my fingers. But I could use the tree. So this is just a standard sort of brown wrapping paper. Sometimes they have a shiny side and a matte side. This one is slightly like that. So I'm stamping on the matte side. And that will just mean it will dry a bit quicker. If you're on the shiny side, then it might take a little bit longer to dry. And then I could add this little bird in the tree. Oops. Here. Could make him red, I suppose. So you could do something like that all the way over, or you could do the same thing. Let's fold this slightly. to match your cards and do the scene in exactly the same way. Ooh, didn't do a very good job of that. It's fine. And then you can add your season's greetings in. And you could do it all in one direction, or you could do it turning and rotating all the way around. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Have you just joined us, Lynn? Let's put some deer on. So you can, you know, just basically build your own scenes in the same way that we did with our paper. Let's put in the old cottage. So you could just have a bit of fun. Now, if you haven't got brown wrapping paper, you could do this with white, if you've got any large sheets of white paper, or good quality. The thing is, you don't want it too thick, so I wouldn't do it on card, but good quality wrapping paper would do the job. Could use the lighter one, but so there, we can just add a few bits and pieces. Oh, just tuned in. Okay, perfect. So exactly the same as we've done our one sheet wonder, you can do the same thing for your wrapping paper. So you can just have a bit of fun with it. This is a great one to get the children to do. If you've got some, you know, just straightforward stamps that they can just ink up and stamp, then that makes the perfect wrapping paper. So that's that one there, and there's a different version there. And let's go back to our stamped sheet here. So what do you think? Should I cut this into 4x4, or should I cut it like so? I can't quite decide. Oh, thanks, Louise. Appreciate that. I meant to remind you, sorry. Thanks, Jeanette. So what do you think? Shall I cut that as 4x4 so I get 6 cards out of it? I think I want to draw little legs on this bird. Let me see if I've got a... Oh no, I've got this blue. I don't really want blue legs. Let me grab an espresso pen. I've got one here. Oh, black. Basic black. Early espresso. Oh, nothing left in there. 4 landscape cards. Yes, I think you could be right, ladies. Oh, that's a bit too thick. I need to find my new set of pens. Oh, there they are. Sorry. I have my original set, which is about, 10 years old. And then I have another set I treated myself to last year, I think. I'm not very good drawing legs. They're only tiny. I don't want them to look too big. There we go. Not sure they're in the right position, but they'll do. So 4 landscape cards we're going for. Okay, that's perfect. So I've got some shaded spruce here that I'll just cut into 2. And then we'll be done. So this is 14.85 and this is pre-scored already. I do tend to keep a lot of cards pre-scored, not necessarily cut, but pre-scored, because then you can cut them into panels of 3 or 2 as you wish. Okay, so I've got 2 cards there at the ready, and let's cut this up. Oh, so Louise, I'll drop your class in a box off when I'm in town tomorrow, if that's okay. Right, so this should be 14.35 if I don't have a backing on it. And I think it's fairly, to be honest, it's fairly even, isn't it, right the way through? So I want this to be 10 if I've got no backing, like so. And then let's look at this one. I think that particularly works well at the bottom, so I'm just going to cut this bit off at the top. So just have a look at the panel that you've got and just decide which is the best part of the panel. 1, 2. And then this one is fairly even from the top, so I'm going to start that one at the top at 10 centimeters, like so. And then this one, this works quite nicely across the bottom. So, and these are cut off, so I'm going to cut this from the bottom up. Now, if I was doing this as birthday cards or something like that, I might double layer these, so put another layer behind. But as they're Christmas cards, I'm just going to put them straight onto their base layers. The one I did yesterday, I did add another layer of espresso behind. Okay, so let's choose my favourite 2. I will mount the other 2 after, but you don't need to see me do that. I haven't cut these down. So let's see if there's anything, the best way to crop that. So I'd probably crop, because I've got the deer's legs here, I'll probably cut this left hand side down. On the other hand, I might just take, so it needs to be 14.35. So what I'm going to do is leave the snowman's arms in, like so, and then just trim that little bit off there. Like so. That's it. And then looking at this one, there's not a lot going on, not a lot going on down here. So I'm going to take that edge off because that house fits in nicely. So just look at the overall picture, and if you can't decide, just turn it over and cut it. There we go. So I'm just going to mount these up and they will be done. So I say tomorrow and Thursday I'll be here at 5 o'clock sharing my birthday cards tomorrow, and then the remainder of the Christmas cards that I haven't showed you on Thursday, Christmas Eve. And then I shall have a break, and I haven't quite decided when I'll be back, whether it will be Monday or Tuesday. So I'm just picking out my favourite ones. There we go. So there's my scribble of glue. Put this one on there. Now you could easily add a sentiment to this. If you wanted to really step it up, your sentiments could be stamped and heat embossed with gold, or you could do some of the trees in gold. That would be really nice, and you could in fact overlay that with some gold embossing, but I'm just going to keep those nice and simple as they are, like that. So there's my stamped one sheet wonder, and our wrapping paper. Oops, I've just flipped over. And our wrapping paper to go with it. So I hope you like what you've seen today. I hope it's given you some ideas. As I say, certainly not anything original from my point of view, but just another great use of that Snowfront stamp set. Thank you, Lynn, for your lovely kind words. So that's it from me for today. Sorry I've gone on a bit longer than I would normally, and I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday at 5 p.m. and again Thursday at 5 p.m. and I will pop that up on our Facebook page. So thank you so much for joining me and watching today. As always, I appreciate your company and your comments. Oh, bless you, Karen. Of course you can. Absolutely, go ahead. As I say, I had the stamp set and I only used it yesterday, so I know the feeling. Oh, thank you, Lynn. So yeah, thank you to everybody. Hopefully I'll catch up with you tomorrow or Thursday, but if I don't, please have a safe and peaceful Christmas, everyone. I really appreciate you supporting me throughout the year this year, and let's all look forward to a better year in 2021. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope to catch you before Christmas anyway. Thank you. Take care. Look after yourselves. Look after your family. And I hope you can keep crafting. Cheerio. Bye-bye.